there was never a baby Gigi couldn't rock to sleep.
That's right.
Even if nobody else could do it. She'd take it, and within 10 minutes that baby was just as peaceful as could be. And she was there for every one of us from the beginning. It didn't matter what she had planned that day. You'd never know she even had a plan. If you needed her, that was her plan. For the day, the week, the year, whatever it was you needed from her, she did it.
Amen.
Happily. I mean, you thought that's what she wanted to do. You thought that's what she woke up that morning thinking, I'm gonna go do whatever Haley needs today, you know? I would catch her after she had her stroke. She had her stroke when Scotty was born. And I lived almost right across the street for years. And I'd catch that lady walking in the 115 degree heat. Grandma, let me finish taking you home, you know? It was done by then. She'd walk up to Kmart or Walmart and come back, you know, half dead from the heat, you know. Sometimes she'd let me bring her in and give her some ice water and chit chat with her and take her home, and sometimes she wouldn't. She wanted to finish that off, and she was there for Mikey. When Mikey was little, she would watch him. He would stay with my mom and Amber, but she didn't want to be left out of that. She said she was taking him one day, so she took him one day. I only worked part-time, and Mikey couldn't even talk, but he knew if he was at Gigi's house, I mean, he would just look at me like, you leave me alone. This is my house and I can do what I want here, you know. One time we had pulled up to Kmart, we had to go get something, and he was just kicking his little feet like he was just so excited, and I just thought, what on earth? And I'm trying to pull him out of his car seat, and his feet are just going nuts. And when I pull him out, I turn around, and there was Grandma's Mustang. She had pulled up. She didn't even know it, you know, but Mikey had seen her, and he was so excited. And even when Stewie was born, she wasn't even getting around much then. But she was not missing that. Boy,
right.
we kind of thought it'd be too much for her, and she set that chin, and she was coming, and she was there for the whole thing. And as soon as that baby came out, sing us a song, she would tell him as he was screaming, sing us a song, sing us a song. And she had him in her arms, all calmed down before you knew it.
Yep.
We are all so lucky to have had that woman in our lives. I see her example in each one of her children. There's so much of her in you guys. And I hope us grandkids have it too, because she was beautiful. Inside and out. And let's stay together, because she would want it.
Thank you, honey. Anybody else have a funny memory or anything you want to say to Grandma last time around?
You want to talk?
Bobby, there you are.
I'm pretty sentimental, so if I cry, you have to excuse me.
Give him something.
I sort of predate all of you with Katie. She is like a second mother to me. When she lived on Washington Boulevard, I remember she used to take me and my mom, and we would go to a dairy behind Knott's Berry Farm and get buttermilk, butter, and eggs.
Wow.
And we always got like 2 gallons of buttermilk And on the way home, we drank a gallon of it. It was just wonderful.
Couldn't get home in time.
But living in California, as her and Harold did for several years, we visited out there quite a bit. And when I was, probably 6 years old, they lived in Bellflower, California, believe it or not. And she took me to the park, and these guys were flying airplanes on wires. And I got real enthused over airplanes on wires, so she went and got me an airplane on wires. And I took it off, it got up in the air, and then it got into the ground. That was the end of my flying experience with little airplanes. And I lived over there in Compton with them for a year. Went to Henry Wadsworth Longfellow Elementary School over there.
I did not know.
And I met a teacher that her name was Mrs. Fox, and she got me interested in reading. When I went home, I told Katie how much this woman had inspired me for reading, because it was just wonderful. So she went out and bought me a bunch of books and started me on a lifelong journey with books. I still love to read. I read every day. When I went in the military, I got pretty close to my first enlistment's end, and Katie wrote me a nice long letter and said, if you want to get out and come home, we will send you to college and pay for it. Of course, I wasn't very smart, so I didn't do that. I re-enlisted and went on to do a lot of different things. But anyway, Katie was very good to me. Probably as good or better than she was to her own kids. And I'll always remember her for that. That's all I can say.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Bob, for those memories.
That's all right.
Thank you. Anybody else? I want to